Hello, friends. I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. It is freaking gorgeous here. It got to like 70, low 70s yesterday. I think it's supposed to get to 80s today. It's fantastic. I need to do yard work, and I haven't started that yet. I want to tear out. I have some. I put in some decorative grass years ago. I don't like it anymore. I want it to go away. But that's not the point. The point is today, just a little bit of reflection over the last 8 months or so. We haven't talked about board games in a long time, and I haven't been on social media for a long time, like for real. And that's just meaning that I haven't been talking about game. Usually, I used Twitter to talk about board games, and I used Instagram to talk about woodworking stuff, life stuff, that sort of thing. I haven't done really either of those because I haven't been doing either of those. Gaming especially, I haven't really played board games since last fall. I did Gen Con last year and played some, got excited for some stuff, and had a few days afterwards where I played some stuff, and I got excited for a few games. I got one at Christmas. We played it a couple of times. I got two at Christmas, but I haven't played much. I think maybe Em and I have played a little bit of Azul over the last couple of months, and that's been it. So this taking on this side job, taking on my side job in the fall. I think it's been January, March. It's been like 7 months, I think, of me doing this side job, and though he's told me multiple times, like it's a part-time side job, meaning I could work up to 20 hours a week on it, and he has the budget for that. I just don't have the time for that. I give what I can, which is usually between 10 and 15 hours a week. And even with that, and my day job, and then my kid, and my kid's mom moved. They live like another 20 minutes south of here, but they still go to school here. So like, I'm their primary transport for doctor's appointments and sporting events, all that sort of stuff. I just don't have time for much else in my life. Yeah, board games is one of those things I could sit down and do, but it's like an event, right? To get ready, I have like I have 6 or 7 unopened games sitting on my table right now that I'm excited to play, or I was when I got them, and they're just sitting there because I haven't been in the mindset. Like by the time the weekend comes, I've been actively trying not to work more than a couple of hours on the weekend. Like in the morning when everybody's asleep, I'll get up and do some work, but I try to just unplug and do something relaxing or whatever. I'll read. I'll come down here and work if I can. But all of my extra hobbies have kind of fizzled because I just work, right? I just work, and then I work some more, and then by the end of all of that, I just want to not work. And board games are kind of like work. They're a puzzle, right? They're effort. And I just haven't had the energy for it. I have been playing a little bit of video games lately. Em and I replayed Valheim in January. We got to the new Mistlands content and then kind of stopped. Lately, this past week or so, we've played a few hours of Minecraft Dungeons. Kind of forgot that game came out. I've been wanting to try it since it came out, and she got it on free on PlayStation Plus or PS whatever. And so I went and bought it for the Switch, and we've played a few hours together of that. And it's like, it's not a good game. It's not a bad game. It's a game, and it's fine. Like it's a very dumbed down action RPG. It's really made for kids, and so it's very 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 dumbed down. I would my kid and I used to play Skylanders. I would put it kind of in the same realm as Skylanders, and that's not a bad thing at all. Like it's a very just play the game, like no big deal, right? You just kind of relaxing, not really trying to do anything, super challenging or anything like that. There's no amazing puzzles, but it's something for us to do together, and it's a way to relax that I enjoy. I haven't even really been reading. Like I took me a month to read a book. Over a month. It took me like 6 weeks to read the first Gormenghast book called Titus Grown, and I was gonna review it when I finished it. I finished it a couple of weeks ago, but it really feels like it's not a story. Like I've understood that the first two books are kind of a novel, and you need to read them together. And so I was just waiting until finishing that book, but I haven't touched it in like a week. It's just sitting on my Kindle, and I haven't read it at all. So I don't know. Like I've been not doing much. Besides sports, picking kid up, going here, going there, cooking dinner, cleaning, all of the normal stuff that I do, I haven't had a whole lot of mental space for my activities, whatever that is. That's a really selfish way of putting it. Like spending time with my child, both of my children, but specifically like going to sporting events and all that sort of stuff. Like that is something that I do enjoy doing, but it's not something that I talk about it's not something that I do on the internet, I guess. And so it's been weird because I find myself these days either not opening Twitter at all, or I'll open it and just look at the first couple of posts, and if there's nothing there, I don't have anything to say, I don't have anything to talk about. It's been a weird few months, and I've been thinking about it, quite a bit over the past few months. Like, what does this mean for the future for me, right? Talking about the side job. First of all, it's a very significant amount of income. It's significant enough that I'm paying thousands of dollars a quarter in estimated taxes, self-employment taxes, basically. So that's a thing that hurts a little bit. And it's significant enough that I could stop it. I don't need it, but it's really good to have. And if I were now in the process of, if I were looking for another job, or if I was going to take a full-time job and replace both of these, I would need the salary to, match up, or else it's not worth my time. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. But at the same time, it can be exhausting, and I felt really bad. Last week, I only got to put in I think I booked 6 or 8 hours last week. This week so far, it's Wednesday. I think I've maybe logged an hour. I haven't had any time for it. Yesterday I had a little family emergency. I was hoping to get some work done yesterday, but family, takes precedence, right? So I did a little of that, and then just didn't anything afterwards. Just didn't. There's days where I just don't do anything because I need to just not, I'll watch videos, I'll watch comedy, I'll maybe write in my journal or something like that, but it makes me feel bad knowing that I haven't put effort into the software over the last week because I just haven't had the mental space for it. But at the same time, if I'm putting in effort when I don't have the mental space for it, I'm just wasting his money, and I'm not willing to do that. So it's a weird time for me right now. I do want to play games, but I don't have space for it in my life right now, and I'm okay with that. Like this, I know this isn't a permanent thing. Like I'm not going to be doing 2 jobs forever. This is something that's just this is a personal growth goal for me, and it's been working very, very well, and I'm very excited about it. But I would like to do. I guess I need to come down here and do things. I heard. Did we talk about this? I heard a thing the other day that said that the thinking man needs to rest with his hands, meaning that a person who thinks for work, that's what I do, I think, needs to use his hands to relax. And coming down here is relaxing. It's just, at the end of the day, I get done working, and then I work, and then I cook dinner, and it's like my evening is kind of split in half. I have like an hour and a half or so after I've finished my day job before I start cooking, and then after cooking I have a couple of hours before I go to bed, or eating dinner and stuff. I have 2 or 3 hours before I go to bed, and it's just, what do I do in those time periods? It's weird to come down here and then not stop and go and cook and and then come back. So having maybe a little time management issue lately. Maybe that's part of it. And it's also could just be the season changes. Like when the sun's out and it's bright and I look outside, it just makes me want to just go. Like, not just go anywhere, do anything that's not being stuck inside. Start fantasizing about doing, manual labor. I actually very much enjoy doing manual labor. And if I could make what I'm currently making doing manual labor, make what I'm currently making reliably, meaning that I'm not going to get laid off continuously. If I could make the money that I'm making while doing manual labor, I would love that. But I don't have that skill set. Like, I don't know if it's too late in life. I probably could go get a construction job. But that seems like a pretty big challenge. And I make good money with my brain. Don't know what the point of this is. I guess what I'm trying to say is we haven't talked about hobbies in a while. And the gaming channel sitting idle. I don't know what to do with any of it. You have thoughts? You have ideas? Let me know. I'd be really appreciative to hear anything that you might think. Is there something that I could do for you? Meaning like game reviews or woodworking topics or motorcycling topics or whatever that would be interesting to you that might give me the incentive to do that thing. Yeah. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is quash. It is a verb meaning to repress or subdue completely. She quickly quashed the rebellion of the other members of the PTO by reminding them of the superiority of her social contacts. Quash, Q-U-A-S-H. That's not an uncommon word, is it? So many of these words just don't feel like they're smart words. They just sound like normal words.